give some thank yous here. When I sent my young kids to kindergarten, they would sit in circle time, or circle time is you have some kids, they sit there, and the teacher will ask them, oh gee, what do your parents do? And my children would say, oh, my father, he's a veterinarian, he saves animals. And they all go, ooh. My mother, she just sits at her desk. You have to understand that for any of you who are in a functional power couple, you both don't just sit at your desk. You're both out there doing it. With that in mind, I need to thank Judith Mordasky for setting this up. And at the same time, if Judith had this microphone, she would say, thank you all to those people who went ahead and supported her in her effort while she just sat there. Without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our Lieutenant Governor, the Honorable Susan Bysiewicz.
All right, well, good afternoon, Stafford. Thank you so much for coming out to celebrate democracy with us, because that's literally what this is. We are celebrating this precious right that we have as Americans to choose our leaders. And we have this right because men and women put their lives on the line in our United States military so that we can enjoy these freedoms to speak as we choose, to worship as we choose, and in my mind, the most precious civil right of all that they have sacrificed for is the right to choose our leaders, because in so many countries across the globe, people do not have the right that we have as Americans. And we just a week ago celebrated Veterans Day, and so I think it's so appropriate that we recognize all of those who served in our United States military. If you are a veteran, would you please stand up so that we can say thank you? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for that. There is another special group of people who need to be recognized, because just as our veterans serve because of their families' support, our elected officials serve because of the support and the help that they get from their families. Their spouses and their family members make sacrifices because often, nights and weekends, the elected officials are doing the people's work for Stafford and they miss out on time with family. So I would love for all the family members and the spouses of elected officials to please stand so we can say thank you to you. All right, there you go. See, I knew there was more. Thank you so much. And I will also say that my husband is an expert in providing spousal and family counseling to those that have elected officials and need that counseling and support. So if you need his phone number, just ask me and I will share. All right. I also want to say thank you to everyone who ran, whether you won or lost. Thank you for participating in the democratic process. And thank you to all of the volunteers who were out there door knocking, fundraising, putting up signs, making phone calls You all were part of the process, and we really appreciate everything that you did, because the more participation that we have, I think, the better decisions are made for our towns and for our state. And the final thank you before I turn to administering the oaths of office are to all the people who are taking the oaths today. Because most of the people who are taking the oaths are not going to get paid. They are volunteers who are giving their time, they're giving their talent, they're giving of themselves because they believe in this beautiful community and they want to give back and make it even better. And I will tell you that the governor and I are so grateful to all of you who will be serving for doing that. It's been a great pleasure to serve with Bill Morrison, and we're looking forward to continuing the partnership that we have. And one thing you should know about him, and you probably already know this already, he is fierce and he is tenacious, right? And when he has an idea and he wants to make it happen, he will not rest until he does. And how do I know that? I know that because he calls me all the time. He has a list. He wants the state to invest in Stafford, and we have, and we will continue to do that because we really believe in him, his team, his energy, and his enthusiasm for doing the right thing for the people of Stafford. So, with that, I am going to ask all of the fabulous people who are constables to please come right up. And I believe we have Dale Maynard, Richard Dobson Jr., Gary Quinn, and Harold Blake Hatch. If you would all please raise your right hands. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue as citizens thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as constables to the best of your ability, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
I do.
Congratulations. All right, so Bill, you want to get a picture?
Yes, I will.
Do that. Okay, we're going to move on to Zoning Board of Appeals, and we have Kristen Pease, we have Andrew D. Mordaski, we have David Palmberg, and we have Richard, Zoning Board of Appeals. Okay, Andrew Mordaski and Kristen Pease. All right. Sure.
Wonderful. Oh, that's better. Okay. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue as citizens thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as members of the Zoning Board of Appeals to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations. All right, and now Planning and Zoning Commission, Richard Schuck and David Palmer. All right, gentlemen, if you would raise your right hands. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue as citizens thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as members of the Planning and Zoning Commission to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations. All right, Board of Assessment Appeals, Jean Julian. Do you solemnly swear, Jean, that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as a member of the Board of Assessment Appeals to the best of your ability, so help you God.
I do.
Congratulations. All right, so now we have the Board of Education, the people who are responsible for the future, so no pressure. So we have Jennifer Vale, Elizabeth Dobson, and Christopher Paradiso. All right, ladies, you would raise your right hands. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue as citizens thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as members of the Board of Education to the best of your ability, so help you God? Congratulations.
All right, Board of Finance, we have Shelley West.
Wonderful. Thank you both. If you would raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue as citizens thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge your duties as members of the Board of Finance to the best of your ability, so help you God? Congratulations. All right, and we are going to invite Stephanie Irving to come up. Stephanie was not elected, but she will be serving as the tax collector, as the first appointed tax collector in Stafford. Raise your hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue as citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as tax collector to the best of your abilities, so help you God? Congratulations. Invite the selectmen to please come up to be sworn in. We have Timothy Cromwell, and we have Anthony Armine. All right, gentlemen. Put your right hand up.
The other hand.
You were going to bail, you had to do that a while ago. All right. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue as citizens thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as selectmen to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations. All right, and the next person that I will ask to come forward is the Honorable Bill Morrison, current first selectman, and also we'll invite his family to come up, if we have any family members. Okay, how about these cute kids? Come in the front so that we can see. All right, beautiful. Okay. Oh, that's fantastic. All right. You would raise your right hand, Mr. First Selectman. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue as citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as First Selectman of the beautiful town of Stafford to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do promise.
Congratulations. All right, and Bill, you are not off the hook yet, because now I have the pleasure of introducing you as the newly re-elected elected and sworn in First Selectman of Stafford, Bill Morrison.
Thank you.
Can you hear me out? Oh, I guess I got it. Thank you, Susan. Judith told me one thing I had to do was stay on script. There won't be a 48-minute speech. I will stay on, and by the way, Tony has to have his suit back by 5. I will stay on script. Good afternoon, welcome everybody. I thank you all for being here. I'd like to acknowledge Lieutenant Governor Susan Bysiewicz has been really a godsend. When we needed something, she was who I would turn to. If I had questions, whether it be on elections, whether it be looking for funding sources, or the avenues to get there, I called Susan, answers her phone, calls me back on a Saturday, a Sunday. Well, maybe I'm calling you at that time, but I thank you, and I can't thank the staff that you have that make it possible today. Thank you very much. I do realize that this may have been an inconvenience for many of you who are here today, so I appreciate that. I know some people were not able to make it due to work commitments, and so I appreciate everybody who's here, and I understand that it was sometimes a little difficult to get here, so I do appreciate that. I'd like to take a moment to thank some of the people who made this day possible. Certainly my family, my wife Lynn, who's actually working today, and I would like to acknowledge Matthew, my son, Ron Digby, my son-in-law Melissa, Morrison Digby, who is the wife, Austin, who, keep your shirt on, Austin, who is here today just after school, Jake, Emma, Mackenzie, and Anna. Throw your hands up. Let me see you. Kristen, my daughter-in-law, and somewhere Mark. So I appreciate everybody for coming here. They've come to understand that the job sometimes takes me away from family functions. We do still manage to try to get in a Pizza Friday now and then, but I appreciate everybody's support. They understand me and they support me. There was a time that I was considering not running, and just due to some junk that was out there. It cleaned up. I looked at my moral compasses, and they said, "Do it, Dad. Go for it." And I thank you guys for sticking by me on that. I'd also like to thank those around me who are responsible for setting this meeting up today, and acknowledge certainly Judith Mordaski, who, second only to the Lieutenant Governor, I call all the time. We stay in contact. She is the catalyst that puts most of us here in our positions today. Can't thank you enough. Setting up today was no easy task. On top of everything else that we do during the day, there's some people who happen to make this happen. And I would like to acknowledge Karen Triano, who was our town clerk, is now our assistant town clerk. Karen keeps me on track with everything. Sharon Miller, who I generally call Shirley or Shelley or somebody. Sharon, I can't thank you enough wherever you are for being there and taking the reins from the town clerk. I appreciate it. Certainly, all of you know Amber Wakely has been involved in almost every event that we have going on here, and always willing to help out. I want to thank you for that. John Wetton always helps us out with the room. He's now going to keep this set up so that when we have meetings, you'll be able to hear us. The seating will be here, and we'll make it so that it's public to everybody and has accessibility to everybody who wants to be here. Certainly my work partner, the boss, Beth Dado, no relation, is someone who I work with every day, who keeps me on track, keeps me out of trouble, sets my appointments, and certainly is a part of this. So thank you all for that. On behalf of the newly elected Board of Selectmen, Tim Cromwell and Tony Armlin, I'd like to officially welcome all of the new electees, or now electors. The people now, both Democrat, Republican, I said it, working together, unaffiliated, to now put the town where we want it to be. I'm looking forward absolutely to all of the people who sit on the boards and commissions who really make this town thrive. It is no easy task. The Lieutenant Governor stated it best. I put it in my notes that many of these people are doing these commitments, whether it be 2 years or 4 years, for no monetary gain whatsoever. So I appreciate that. Humbly, I thank you all for doing that and standing up to take these positions. As many of you know, I go to meetings quite frequently throughout the state, and it's getting harder and harder to have people serve on these boards and commissions. So this is no small feat that we have people who are willing to fill these slots. I look forward to those of you who are willing to serve in the capacity of elected official, which many of you know is not a small feat. The job of an elected official takes time, dedication, and an unwavering desire to serve the community, many positions of which are no monetary benefit whatsoever. I look forward to working with all the boards, commissions, and I'm energized by the new possibilities that the town will realize with these new people in these new positions and the ones who have returned. It was important for me to stress during the campaign that while there was many issues nationally that affect us all moving forward, this country, I wanted to focus on our community. And it was most important to bring the community together, to keep the community together, no matter what nationally is happening. It's a beauty, it's a pleasure to be in a town like Stafford where we can openly discuss our issues, but continue to work together, even if sometimes nationally it looks like that's not happening. I applaud everybody here who stood up and is willing to work with me and the new boards collaboratively for the better of Stafford. As the town is working in unison and partnership with the new elected people, the town will move forward. I am pleased to say that in general, I was met with encouragement throughout the campaign by many I came in contact with. I am pleased to continue to work with all the residents and develop the goals and the ideas and the values that we in Stafford have kept and now we call home. Once again, I want to thank everybody for being here, and I would like at this time to introduce the senator, Mr. Blumenthal. Caught me off guard. Caught me off guard. Well, no stranger to Stafford, and also no stranger to a phone call that I may have had to make from time to time. Now, a real quick story, and he knows I'm going to say this. I was at a function on Friday where Senator got a town, or helped get a town, $13.5 million for a firehouse. All we're looking for is a couple of those. I'll turn the mic over to you.
He loves me for my money.
That's all.
And I wish the federal government had more of it, but if we have any, we'll bring it to Stafford first and foremost. Bill is a great guy and a great friend and a really dedicated public servant, as all of you know, which is reflected in his resounding victory, and my congratulations to all of the office holders who were sworn in today. I apologize for being late. I've literally been at every corner of the state except for the Northwest, and I'm heading there right now.
Slow down.
But, you know, I'm actually excited to be here today. I'm excited to be almost anywhere except Washington, D.C. these days. But truly, I love Stafford. It has all the wonderful qualities of a great Connecticut town with the values that make Connecticut great, and I'm so proud of those values, of the principles, the dedication to democracy, which you reflect, and regardless of what the label is after your name, politically speaking, you come together today, and you come together every day as a community. Obviously, you know, there are differences, but you don't allow them to get in the way of getting stuff done. And I wish Washington would get more stuff done, but today inspires me to go to Washington and fight to get more stuff done. And I want to thank everybody who has run for office because, you know, it takes more guts and gumption than ever before to put yourself forward, to step forward, put your name and your neck on the line, but also your families. I know you've been thanked, can't thank you too many times. And finally, let me just say, I look forward to coming back with, hopefully, some of the kinds of support that we owe Stafford, because this is where the roads, education, all of the things that really matter to quality of life are accomplished. And that's why I'm really proud to congratulate Neil and Anthony, all of the office holders, and Bill, thank you so much for all the wonderful work that you have done, all the contributions you've made to this great community, and I look forward to seeing you at the firehouse. Thank you.
I was a little cut off by guard. I wanted to thank two other people, which traditionally is not done. Working behind the scenes during a campaign, and there's no stranger to working campaigns, both the lieutenant governor and senator, but I did want to acknowledge two people. One happens to be Dave Galato, who is the chairperson of the Republican Town Committee. Thank you, David. Some emails back and forth, Texas. I appreciate that. And of course, the Democratic Town Committee, Dave Mordaski. I really do appreciate the work that you guys do behind the scenes. Thank you.
So I think that concludes the ceremony, but we would like to ask all of the electeds if they could join us with Bill and the senator